Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about working in teams with Flojo because it's great when it can tell you what to do at the right stages, but when you've got a team, it's even more powerful in that it can assign things to different people at the appropriate point in time. So working with a team, first of all, consists of some setup that we'll do now, and then in another video I'll talk about interacting between each other. So this one here, first of all, I want to think of what roles I want in my team. So for me, I might be the consultant and then I've got an assistant. So they're my roles. I want to add those roles onto my workflow. So you design your workflow like this and you go down onto your roles, and normally you'll just put it with the client, but it doesn't matter where you put it on the page. I'm just going to put two roles on here. And I'm going to, on the first one, I'm going to call it consultant. And I'm going to default that one to myself. So, and that will mean that I don't have to select myself on every workflow. Second one, I'm going to call assistant. And again, you choose who your assistant is and you put them as the default person for that role. Now, the next thing you do is go through your workflow items and you determine which ones need to be assigned to different people. So this one here, I might say, is assigned to myself. So I'm going to choose consultant there. And this one, well, the next two might be for my assistant to do. And so I'm going to assign those to assistant. Okay. Once the assignment's done, then I also might want to set a task for my assistant so that when I've done the client preferences, it sets them a task to do their two items, which is updating the website and mailing a brochure. So I select the trigger for the task is this top one. And I go down here and you can see I've already created for this one, but your trigger will look something like this. So it'll say when client preferences has a value, then I want to create a task, and the task will be assigned to my assistant. This is what it will say. And you can assign it for the future, or if you want them to do it straight away, you can assign it for 0 days. And you don't need to put a date. It'll go from the current date. So there's no save button here. You just have to go back and that will save it. And then I go back to my preview. And what it will do is then put initials next to each of these items. Now you'll see if I wanted to only see my own tasks in this list, I can actually go into this filter by assignee and say only show items for myself, and it will filter it out. And then if you want to bring them back, you can just go back in here and say show all. So you can actually do filtering on these lists, as well as the fact that the tasks will only show up in the appropriate task list. And of course, when I complete my item here, you can see it will automatically set a task for my assistant to do their part. And then what they'll do, they'll come in and tick those off. And then you might have that one so that it will create a task for me and say, the assistant's done their bit. Now you have to do this. And that way you can actually have the system steer you through the whole process of who's got to do what next. So that's a quick overview of setting up for working with multiple people. And in the next one, we'll talk about some of the tasking between each other and mentioning each other and that sort of thing in the comments. So I'll talk to you then.